All right. Good evening, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. Let's see who we have here. Within half an hour here, we will have the new year here in Vancouver. However, it might already be a new year for most of you guys out there, out of the Pacific time zone. We have Princeton here, says, hi, Meran. I'm the first patient to have for 2024. Where is your present? My Christmas tree is still empty. Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you too. I'm delighted that you could make it. We hope that we will have enough people to join and celebrate the New Year together. For many of you, year is already started, the New Year. However, for us here in Vancouver, we still have about 26 minutes. We have Thomas here, says, what's up, you legend, male 22, Florida. Thank you for that. And Samir Roshan says, Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you as well, Samir. Don't forget to let us know the three little protocols: age, gender, where you're tuning in from. That'll help me out to know who you are, where you are, and how old you are, and how to address you and how appropriately respond to your questions. And Blank Earth says, hi, my name is Trent. I'm 26 and from Rockville, Maryland, USA. Thank you very much for such a good introduction and well versed. I appreciate that very kindly, very thorough. 26-year-old from Rockville, Maryland, USA. And this is the way we want people to introduce themselves. Now, the only thing missing here is whether you're male or female. So it's not so perfect, but I appreciate it the way you had put it. Oh, there you go. Blank Earth says, and I'm male. Yes, thank you. That's the second part of the introduction. I appreciate that. And we have Dizzy FPS says, should I call and wish my ex Happy New Year? I really miss her, and this is my first New Year without her. No, she doesn't give a shit, and you shouldn't give a shit either. She's gone. That's on her. She lost her chance. You don't go after her and moose moose. The moment the girl says, I don't want you, you should not want her. Why? Because the prerequisite for you to desire someone is that she also desires you and wants to be with you. You never want to be with someone who doesn't want to be with you. What's the wisdom in that? Why would you ever want to be with someone who doesn't want to be with you? For any reason. That's their prerogative, and your prerogative is to find someone who deserves you, and for that, that woman should want to be with you, not come up with any kind of excuses whatsoever. So the answer is no. Suck it up and don't be a pussy. Uh, Male 25 from where, Dizzy? Where are you located? Make all these little things known at the beginning, guys, so I don't have to hunt for it. Thomas says, what causes an overactive amygdala to start the OCD process? Who cares? You're still on that to find the reasons to prove to yourself that you're perfect. You are perfect. Everybody is perfect. Stop these questions. Who gives a shit? Go take a psychological class, psychology class, and learn all. Go research and find it, because there's so many different reasons for it. I'm not going to turn this into a one-on-one Skype consultation. Thomas, just enjoy your life. Stop hunting for all these unnecessary and irrelevant reasonings and data hunting, because I know where you're going. Don't think I'm stupid. I know what you're trying to do. Samir Roshan says 30 male, California. Oh, thank you for that. So you're in the same time zone. It's not a new year for you either yet. And Miyamoto says, Happy New Year as well. You're in India, Miyamoto, right? So that is already 13 hours ahead. So it's pretty much the first day of January for you. And Thomas says, lol, thinking about the first day when I freaked about the intrusive thoughts sent brain into a craziness. Yeah, that's right. Stephen is here. He says, Happy New Year, Mehran, male 43, Los Angeles. Thank you for that, Stephen. Stephen says, I'm going to make this a way better year and meet more women. I just need to figure out how to not live in the past, Lord. Well, you don't have to figure out. It's not that difficult because the past doesn't exist. So if you want to live in the non-existence of a time span, go ahead. See how that grabs you. There's nothing you can change there, nothing you can do there, nothing you can accomplish there. It's the past. Past is dead. Your living would be in the death of the past. Is that what you want? So that should be enough for you not want to be living in the memory. Because memory is the past, past is dead, and nothing in it can ever become anything more or affect you in any way, shape, or form. The real life is in the actuality. Unless you come to the actuality, if you stay in the memory, you will be living in the death of the past. And that's nothing to write home about. All right. So, Samuel says, how do you stop being a loser in 2024? You're not a loser. The fact that you just questioned this, that means you're not a loser, because your intention is not to be losers, to be something that is in line with your values about success, happiness, prosperity, and that's why you're questioning it. This question is why you will not be a loser. And Blank Earth says, I feel like my family doesn't want me to be with them. It makes me feel like is who I am, and what I am just doesn't fit the bill to be loved and wanted. Blank Earth, guys, remember to add your credentials before any question. So in case I forget who you are, and if you haven't been here long enough, I won't remember. Here, 26, Rockville, Maryland. Well, that's a loaded assumption. I'm not sure if you can be sure that they really don't want you to be there. It just means that their consciousness, content of their consciousness is so different than yours, or in some ways different than yours, that you guys are not really seeing eye to eye. They expect something else from you, you expect something else from yourself and from them. So you're not resonating on the same level. At 26-year-old, why are you still at home? Do you not have a job? If you have a job, go get an apartment on your own, live alone, or live with a girlfriend, or whatever it is that you like to do. And then your relationship will become much better once you're physically far apart and you're responsible for your own food and expenses. And they will feel that, oh my goodness, their life financially is a little bit better because you're doing either help out with the money at home, which I don't recommend it. I recommend you get out and be independent, or move out and have your own life. And in that way, they will feel helped by you having moved out. Is the same as staying there and paying certain kind of a rent or towards the expenses of the house per month. And when you do that, they will feel that you're being helpful by not being there, and your relationships will totally change. They look at you as an independent adult, mature man who doesn't need them for money. So you don't have to put up with their expectations. They don't have to just simply constantly make you feel like, you're not doing enough, because 26 and you're still a burden to them. Up to 18, 19, 20, or depending on your family, they may feel like, it's all good. But then eventually they expect you to get a job and pay for your own ways, not because they want to be stingy or they don't love you. It's because they want to see that what they have raised is powerful enough to be independent, so they don't have to worry about you anymore. That's something you might want to think about. Liam Edmonds says, Liam 23, Toronto, says, I just want to date girls without HOCD thoughts, but they still come. So be it. You're not supposed to wait for the HOCD thoughts not to show up before you have your normal life. You're supposed to educate yourself about what HOCD is, that therefore whenever they show up, it doesn't bother you because you've recognized what they are. It's a glitch in the signaling system of the brain, and you already know how to deal with it, what it is, how to recognize it, and then you go on from there. And Dr. Schwartz's 4 steps and many other experts, such as Dr. Jan Rayner, Dr. Phillipson, in all their videos, they have guided you guys along. And through these experts, you can learn how to deal with this and rewire your brain rather than waiting until the high and mighty brain allows you to live your normal life. No, you command and you train the brain. Brain is an apparatus, is your subordinate. You're not supposed to wait for it to make a decision. No, you learn how to treat it and how help to rewire and treat and train the malfunctioning brain. Not to take the brain as if it's healthy and this is what it says I am, so I have to wait for its generous allowing me to be what I am, what I prefer, what my inclination. No, it's gone wacko. So you help it, it comes out from the wackoness. Wackoness. It's a new word, by the way, for 2024. And Stephen says, Miran, yes. What bothers me is how at one time you can be so close to a woman and they can be all into you, then they can treat you like you don't exist, not just the ex. It happens to me a lot. It doesn't happen to you a lot. It happens to every one of us a lot. Why? Because women, in most part, not all, I'm not disrespecting or belittling any woman, but according to our experience and collective experience of the men in this world, women are almost big percentage, not all, there are amazing women out there, are simply half crazy. I don't know why. They're wishy-washy. Today they're this, tomorrow they're that. Because the currency for their worth and value is attention and pleasure. And they are not really so balanced and logical to stick with something. They want more attention. If they don't get that attention, they don't feel they're valuable. And their value, they don't have that understanding that their value comes from their being within themselves, that they can actually produce and accomplish their values independent from other people's attention or pleasures they may receive in life. And if they don't understand that, they would be among the group that they're half crazy, unreliable. You never want to be with them because they're in love today. They make you feel like the king. And tomorrow, boom, they're in bed with somebody else or they've lost interest in you. That's not on you. That's borderline bipolar. And it's not necessarily diagnosed as bipolar, but that's the characteristics of a bipolar, whether it's diagnosed or not. Basically, it means they're not really clear in their own mind to make decisions according to their awareness. They make decisions according to their awareness. They like you, they have chemistry with you, they exchange emotional energy with you, and they're attracted to you, and they attract you to themselves. But then they go the night later, or a few nights later, or a few months later, their image that they have made out of themselves, about themselves in their own brain, takes over the decision making over their awareness, who already liked you, exchanged chemistry, and concluded that this person is good for me or resonate on that level. So the content of the consciousness based on their image comes to the picture, overrides you, the awareness, I mean them, the awareness they've chosen you to be with, and they come up with expectations of traditions and customs and values and what other people might think and their fears and all the other things, and they override their wholesome decision of being with you, and they come and say to you that even though they're already into the relationship or they agree to be in a relationship, they suddenly switch and they say, I think we have this differences and that differences, which means they cannot be relied to respect and accept their own decisions. when they cannot respect their own decisions, that they allow their image to take over and change the decision they have made, how can you expect you can rely on them to respect you and love you and prefer you? Because they are overridden by their image and content of their consciousness based on their values or whatever is important to them. But yet, before that interferes with their decision, they had decided clearly that they want to be with you. That's why they were with you. That's why they were conversing with you. But then again, the next night or the next day, a few weeks later, they switch. That I cannot explain. All I can say is that for that kind of a woman, if she cannot be reliable and true and respectful to her own preference and decision, that it can be changed by her image, and the image overrides her own decisions, then how can you rely on her loving you and being loyal to you and respecting you and adhering or paying attention to you? For that reason, I'm out. For that reason, you don't want to be with them. So there is no real logical reason, and you're looking for logical reason. That has been your problem from day one. You do not look for logical reason for a woman who's made the decision not to be with you. There are no logical. We men are mostly logical. We want to see mathematical equations. We want to see logic about this decision. Who gains, who loses, what's the gain here, why the change. But for most women, not all, most women, it doesn't matter. They go by their mood, and their mood is according to the content of their consciousness, their values, that somehow it wasn't playing when they were making a decision and choosing you to be with them and exchanging and enjoying the chemistry between you. But they go, and the interference and intrusive thoughts of expectations of their families and values and customs and traditions and all that gets into it, and suddenly they flip. Because the image that they have created of themselves in their own mind, the image that through abiding by those customs or cultural values or other people's expectations gives them, is not going to be satisfied, and it's going to be, it happens to be more important to them than their actuality of desire and choices to be with you. If they cannot appreciate and respect their own choice and respect their own choice and values, what do you expect from that person in that relationship? She'll never be able to adhere or comply or live up to your expectations, respect the relationship, and even be faithful to it, because at any moment she can switch. That's the kind of girl you accept their decision of severing the relationship immediately, even before that. Miyamoto says, how do I become consistent in this year with new resolution? What does that mean? What is your resolution? Just do your best. That's all you can do. Stay on course. Says, and help my brain. Well, you just know all the steps that I've mentioned in all the videos. Says, I'm trying to quit porn. What do you mean trying to quit porn? Is that while you're having popcorn saying, I'm trying to quit popcorn? Well, just quit means donate. You can't start the porn and say, I'm trying to stop it. Well, it's giving you dopamine and you're addicted to that. So you're not going to stop it. How are you going to stop it? Don't turn it on. Don't watch it. Don't switch it on. And create a new habit for yourself. Replace it. Refocus to something else. You don't have to get the dopamine. You got to withdraw from that dopamine producing activity. In this case, could be watching porn. That should be your understanding. It's not about, I don't want to watch porn. I don't want to get the dopamine by watching porn. It's not the porn you want to watch. Partly, yes, because you're lazy to go get a girlfriend, or it just hasn't happened. You're not making enough efforts. Go to the gym, get in a good shape. I remember there were girls who we talked a bit and eventually we didn't talk. But as soon as I changed my picture after, like, I don't know, 6 months, a year later, and put it on my WhatsApp, boom, they were contacting. Oh, gee, when did you become Arnold? What happened? We weren't talking. Suddenly, they're so interested. So you got to make yourself something that they would be interested in. Either success in making money, either success in building your manners and attitude, if it's not there where it should be, either going to the gym and being, fit and so on. But most probably, the best thing is to do all three. And then you will be desirable by them, not to try to make yourself look desirable or convince them that you're desirable. They will come after you when you're just being yourself, interacting with life. They could see it. All these girls know, and they're also looking for someone, just as you're looking for girls, they're looking for boys, and they're noticing everything. Just as you notice girls in the gym and everywhere else, how graceful she is, how, I don't know, classy she is, or how she carries herself. They're also looking at you and everybody else, and they decide if there's an opportunity, they would respond to your calling or to your attention. So you got to build yourself something. You can't just simply expect things to go your way. You got to make the necessary efforts. It says, I'm trying to quit porn. It's becoming hard because earlier I used porn to prove my heterosexuality, but now I don't use. I'm scared that my heterosexuality will be gone. No, it won't be gone by watching this or that. It just, you have to understand, if it affects to create intrusive thoughts, then stop watching the damn thing. Simple. You want to watch porn, watch girl on girl. So that, satisfies your thirst for that sort of a thing, and it won't, create intrusive thoughts. But the best thing to do is quit porn completely. It doesn't give you any spirituality. It just makes you lazy. You gotta hold yourself and be active in building yourself and going through life and making your plans come to fruition, and be prepared when you meet a nice girl, then you can approach her and you have something to offer, physically, mentally, financially, emotionally. Bank artist, I'm not living at home. It just makes me feel that way for some reason. I had a difficult upbringing with a toxic father and had been homeless with them for a long time. Homeless with them, that means you didn't have a home, nobody had a home. I have a job and making it on my own. Excellent, excellent. Then you have no problem. If you have problems with them interacting with you, don't show up as often. And when you do show up, bring a present, bring something for the home. I don't know, maybe some food, maybe something that you think they would appreciate it. Not something that would disrespect them, like maybe not grocery, because they may think, well, what do you think? We are not having enough money. Something that you know that they would appreciate it, and it's not, disrespectful in such a way. Or maybe, I don't know, as simple as flowers or some chocolates or some goodies that your dad likes. Try to see if you can build a relationship by being gracious. And you don't have to show up all the time. Show up less. When you show up with a good attitude towards them, more enduring their behavior or interaction with you, and understand that you're there only for half an hour, and you're just there to visit, pay respect, and try to see if you can mend things, make things go toward right directions, and don't get into conversations or debates. Just be pleasant, stay for half an hour, and then say, I have an appointment, I gotta go. It was lovely to see you, Dad, Mom. I hope to see you soon. I'll show up again. Let me know if there's anything I can do around the house. If you need something for me to do, let me know. Just be gracious. Don't try to, get back at them because they were nasty to you last time. And if you see they don't change, or if you're not comfortable, show up less once in a while. but do try to get that connection going, depending on how things evolve. And 1R32 says, hello, male 22, Assam. Thank you for that, Assam. Let's have a sip of tea. Nothing better than a cold tea. and Samir Roshan says, male 30, California. Thank you for that. That's the way you do it, guys. Every question you put those three little things there, male 33, California. Then I quickly know where we are. It says, how does intending to not be a loser in 2024 not make you a loser right now? Because nobody concluded that you're a loser. You just don't want to be a loser continuously. And that's good. And the fact is, you shouldn't be focusing on how not to be a loser. You should turn it around and focus how to be a successful man, balanced man, and do your best in everything you do. By the way, it's 11:59. It's 12. Happy New Year, everyone. Happy New Year in California. Happy New Year in West Coast of Canada and United States. Happy New Year, everybody, everywhere, anyway. And I wish this year would be a prosperous year, a year full of health and happiness, success and love and friendship, and good energy all around you, and you attain the plans that you have hoped to accomplish this year and bring to fruition. Let's see. Going back to where we were. Says, so instead of thinking how not to be a loser, think about how am I going to be more successful. You got to change the wordings. The wordings have meanings. The meanings have energy, and the energy will affect you. So there's no reason for you to think, how can I not be a loser? Simply say, how can I be a winner? How can I be more prosperous? How can I have a more advanced life? How can I make more money? How can I have more wisdom? What research I should do? What things I should be, let's say, studying or go after or, pursue? And that's how you think. First, don't use that negative, how I should not be a loser. No, how I would be more successful. How I can be more successful. Let's change that wording. And it says intentions don't change present facts, right? But who says present facts says that you're a loser? One moment, guys. I gotta say Happy New Year to my son. All right. All right. Okay, right. Sorry about that. Sorry about the delay. So, Yamata says, and my libido is also low, but now I'm quitting porn. My libido for girls will be gone for some time. It's one of the effects of porn. Well, it's on you. So you want the dopamine, or you want to be stud muffin for the girls that you want to have the, gravitation to go and talk with them. And it says, I watched your video 15 of HOCD, and I really feel good after watching for 3 days. I was having less and less thoughts. Then again, excellent. And then again, it started. Yeah, because it's a continuous process. You got to focus on the video I made from Dr. Schwartz, 4-step, and continue that with the intrusive thoughts. And it will take a bit of a time, but you will eventually rewire the brain and have it all get back to automatic default setting. Blanket says, I'm not living at, okay, we got that one. He says, I feel like my extended family's love is based upon what kind of job I have, and I don't feel really supported. Well, don't worry about their support that way. You just do whatever you got to do. Well, we have a super chat. I just saw it. And traditionally, when we have a super chat, we just let go everybody else, because everybody else becomes worthless and we got to go for the money. So you all know that I'm here for the money. Isn't that right? For the past 13 years, God damn it, we haven't made a cent. So when we see money, we get very excited, because the channel will get a chance to maybe buy new equipments and do things that we always want to do. We have a super chat for $20 from Mohammed. Mohammed says, Happy New Year to the, let's see what it is. Let me make it big. So Happy New Year to the goat. Okay. God himself wishing you the best 2024. Thank you very much, Muhammad. I appreciate that. All right. And Blanca says, I meant that I was homeless with my toxic father, not my extended family or anything like that. Homeless? What does that mean? You mean you didn't have a home? You were living in the street shelters? Is that what you mean? Because I don't understand if that means anything else. I'm not familiar with that term. But anyhow, I guess I understand the gist of it. And Princeton says, bring out the fireworks. All right, let's see. How can I bring out the fireworks? How can I don't think it allows me to upload anything, because this is not a paid subscription with StreamYard. It's a free part of it. Again, because we don't have money. But now we have some, we can get a month membership. But I did have something nice to put up. I'm not sure how to do it now. Obviously, cannot do it. All right. Uh, so says, bring the fireworks. Happy New Year, Master. Happy New Year to you as well, Princeton. Thank you. Says, I have with me a juice made of pear, apple, banana, spinach, cucumber, and kale. Ooh, sounds wonderful. Pear, apple, banana, okay, spinach, cucumber, and kale. I wonder how it tastes. Pear, apple, banana, I can imagine that. Cucumber and banana, not sure. It's a good combination. And spinach and kale. If you want a good tasting concoction, cucumber, one whole cucumber, English cucumber this big, or half of it, one whole lemon with skin and all, beet, you can have a carrot in there, or celery and parsley. That'll be awesome. Otto Gipko says, male 54, Canada. Hey, oh, thank you very much. You know, Otto, I somehow forget that you're from Canada. So Happy New Year, Maron. Happy New Year to you as well. Otto says, a profitable year I wish for you. I thank you very much. I certainly need that. Otto, are you, your background German? Are you by any chance? Otto kind of makes me feel you might be German. Blanca says, yeah, for a very long time during some of my teenage years and early 20s. Ah, I understand. I understand. Says, it's just hard to put it behind me. Well, listen, it wasn't your dad's design to be that way. He probably had some hard times, and that could happen. And instead of thinking about the past, past is dead, it doesn't exist, it's no longer in that condition. Come into the present time and focus on what you guys have today and build on that. Whatever it was, whatever the reason was, it's no longer in existence. So if the time that this happened, the past, doesn't exist, well, that thing that happened in that time that doesn't exist either. So why bother? It's your dad. Forget it. Don't try to get justice in this life from things that was not really designed to hurt you. It just happened. And he got hurt as much as you got. It's, you know, just pass on. No good comes out of it. Be bigger than that. You make sure you won't cause the same thing for your child. That's your lesson. In fact, if anything, that will help you to be soaring in success, because you never fucking want to see that happening to you and your child. For that reason, you're going to be more successful than ever, because you've had that experience. You know how shitty that is. That's your motivation. You were looking for motivation. There it is. A gift that worth $1 million. You know why you never want that happen to you. You know why you want to be successful. You know why you want to do your best to have everything that you desire for you and for your family yet to come. There you go. Happy New Year. And that's the truth. That lesson would not have dawned on you if you hadn't gone through that shithole, or that time, difficult time, as you said. Forget about what your brother had or didn't or whatever. Your brother wasn't born when you were born, so maybe later on things changed, and then they had things, so they raised your brother differently. But when you were born, he was down on his luck, and things were not really turning the way it should have or could have. So forget about it. Focus on you now. That's the only reality. Your future based on how you treat today. Today is the future of your past, and the past of your future. Today is everything that is only valid and counted. Everything for foundation of your life. Today is because of your past, and today is how it would be the foundation for your future. If you want your future to be better than your past, treat what you can do the best you can do today. Today is the past of your future. You want to go to the past to fix your past? You can't. But you can fix your future, because today is the past of your future. You have all the chances in the world that your future will never be like your past. Why? Because you're at the past of your future. You have all the possibilities and chances to change that what you want to be changed. You didn't like the past? Make sure your future will not be like your past. Why? Because you are at the past of your future. That's when things happen. Whatever you do today, that's how it's going to affect your future. All right. Let's see. I guess I give you guys a break. We answered all the questions for now. So you take this short break and I'll be right back.
I love you.
I love you. I am crazy about you.
Yeah, me too.
It's so lovely to be together.
Yeah, it sure is nothing better.
You are the best.
You are the best.
Ugh, I can't understand it. How could you have a different mind than I have? How could you not see it the way I see it? I want you to give me more importance. You don't pay attention and entertain me. My life is not as I expected you to make it to be. I can't be with you. You don't make me happy. I don't want you anymore. So what? The guy was just giving me a compliment, and I was not letting him chat me up. It was so innocent.
Hey, why? What did I do? I love you. Everything was fine just yesterday. What gives? What if I chat up other girls just as innocently? You gotta have my head.
We are just so different. Best go on our separate ways. What happened? Why did he leave me? Why was he not understanding me? I feel awful. I will never love again. He didn't try to make me happy. I had to break it off, but I feel so terrible. How can I understand what happened? How can I move on? I miss him. Why am I so conflicted now?
Hey, don't worry, dear. It wasn't meant to be. You will be fine. Just go buy yourself a nice dress and new shoes. You will be fine again. I promise.
Who is that guy? What is he telling them? They all seem to like what they are hearing, as if he has opened their minds about why they feel how they feel.
Oh, he discusses things not so important, like how our mind works and how our thoughts, consciousness, fears, desires, and ego play in relationships and after the breakups. But all you need is to go buy yourself a nice dress and you'll be fine. Oh, he was not understanding you. All you need is a shopping spree in the mall and then take a vacation. It will all be fine.
I got to find out how my mind, thought, and the rest of it works, and why I feel the way I do. I don't want to go shopping. Ah, I see what he means. Ah, I understand. I feel better already. I am ready to feel good again. I am ready to move on, to fix my life, and build better relationships, better future. I am feeling pretty confident. I got to talk to him one-on-one.
Damn, I thought she is the one. Everything was all good. She suddenly turned as if I was no longer who I was anymore. Why did she do that? Why do I feel so devastated? How can I feel better? How can I understand what is going on in my head? How can I go on? I will never fall in love again. There are no good girls anymore. They're all after something. I don't even know what the heck they want.
Have some beer. You will feel all better and forget the whole thing. Here, buy some of my brew and forget about your pain. Everything will be okay. You'll find another girl, go on a trip, take a vacation.
I gotta find out how my mind, thought, and the rest of it works, and why I feel the way I do. I don't want to brew. Ah, things finally make sense. I now understand why she did what she did, and why I feel so shitty about it all, and why I miss her so much. I now know how to not miss her, and how to move on and build a better me, more confident and more aware of the role of my thoughts, consciousness, desires, fears, and ego in my relationship, and how I feel after a breakup. I got to talk to him or watch his videos on YouTube.
It may all seem like a mystery to you right now, but you can always go to my YouTube channel where you will find over 300 videos on this subject and more. You can find out exactly why you feel the way you do and why your thoughts are the way they're reacting and the role of your psyche in all this. Plus, how to feel good again, become strong and get your confidence back and ready to move on. And more importantly, how to move on. And you will certainly be fine once you know how your mind works, dear. If you still needed to talk to me one-on-one, that's always possible through my site, mindthatseekstruth.com. There you can book a Skype consultation time for us and we can chat about what's concerning you. This is what I do with all people who need it from all around the world.
So, I have some chocolates here. You know, when I was sitting here doing my new videos that I made tonight, which I would probably edit it after my live stream, probably be up till about 4 o'clock. I felt like I want chocolate. And everywhere close by was closed. There was one store that was open 20 minutes away. So I went and got a bunch of chocolates. It's nice. I got these and this and 2 more in the fridge. So, Thomas, I'm sorry, dear. You might want to try that again with different clarity, because I don't really quite understand. I don't know what KS means. I don't know what. Could you read it for yourself and then redo it? I don't get it. Wow. Really like this chocolate. You know, usually you choose my chocolate with least amount of sugar. That's why maybe sometimes when I get something that's got normal amount of sugar, I really enjoy it. So I try to stay away from sugar. This one has 14 grams of sugar for 6 squares. About 2 and a bit gram per square. I just had 6 grams of sugar. That's not good. You type the same question above. Why the same? I don't get it. It doesn't make sense to me. It says, if I see naked girls here and there, cause that bad, I don't know what cause that bad. I do not watch porn anymore. At least I try to put it away. How to control male horniness. What do you mean control male? Just don't do it. You have a goal. You want to be horny for the right moment when you meet a girl. You want to be strong when you do whatever it is that you want to do. So that would be your motivation. Too much sugar. So you got to understand what good does it do if you don't, and focus on that. Simple. Why do you need to be praised for something that is good for your, for your general well-being? Thomas, why do you send me chasing to look above somewhere else, whatever? Just rewrite it if you will. Make it easy for me, please. I'm not going to look for it. I can't find it. I just don't understand. Make your questions clear, guys. Do me a favor, for God's sake. You guys are all smart people. Kuro says, Happy New Year. Happy New Year, dear. And Kuro, let me know your age, gender, where you're tuning in from, which country, how old. This one has 13 grams per 7 square. Less than 2. 2 of these, 3 of these. 10 grams of sugar. That's quite a bit. Princeton says New Year's resolution. Maximum willpower. Mind that seeks You're remembering the old titles, and thank you for that, Princeton. I don't know what to do to get this channel visible, because I really think there's something I'm doing wrong. Maybe it's, I don't know, ambiance. I think I'm wrong just focusing on content. It needs some kind of pizzazz. I guess people don't care about much content. They want to be entertained, and I'm not focused on that. I'm focused on the quality and content. But I really think this channel should have a couple of million subscribers. I've seen really working channels that really don't do anything. They don't say anything. They just tease people and make some obvious comments and opinions. They've got 900,000 subscribers. Why? I mean, how is it? So that means it is possible, but just my, I don't know, tags or something is wrong. Something must be wrong. I mean, these sort of programs are for education and for people looking for answers. It's not entertaining. So therefore, if they're looking for answers, they're looking for content. Our content is second to none. So I'm quite amazed about it. Well, we went up to 10 people, then we came back to 5. Are people sleeping, or is it time to close up? What do you guys think? Do you think maybe we could just call it a day? And Kuro says 27 male California. Thank you for that, Kuro. So guys, if you got any questions, throw it in. And Thomas says, I typed my question. You did? Where is it, Thomas? Thomas says, you said you did it 10 times in one day. Not in one day, in 1 hour. You're talking about, what are you talking about? You're talking about what I think you're talking about? So where's the question that you said you typed in? I don't see it. So let's go to Samir. Says New Year's resolution. Okay, no, that's not Samir. Samir says make shorts use keywords in description that people are searching for. Use better thumbnails. Yeah, I've got no thumbnails. I give that to you because my thumbnails were pretty good and they were being made by a talented young lady in Russia. And now, due to what's going on, PayPal doesn't serve Russia. Therefore, I can't pay her. And since I can't pay her, she can't make money. And therefore, we don't have that ability to have all those thumbnails come as it used to. And I really don't know how to make thumbnails. I'm not good at it. And the price was so reasonable that I could afford it. And not receiving any support from anybody, it was all on me, and I was able to afford it because it was the right price. But if I want to have the thumbnails being made here, it's too expensive. I mean, these people here are living in lap of luxury and they're charging arm and a leg for just a little thumbnail. How could she do it with very little money and a great job too? And yet here, you want to get a good thumbnail, you got to pay what, $10, $20, $5, and so it just doesn't work for us. And we don't make that kind of money to be able to spend it like that. And I don't want to pull the channel on my back as I have for the past 13 years. So we spend whatever money we make. If we don't, then we don't. And we die eventually. Thomas, I don't see your... No, there is no such thing, Thomas. Your question is not above that 10 times thing. Above it is Kuro and Samir and so on. It's not there. Yeah, Samir, I have made short ones. I have started that for now past maybe a couple of weeks. And there's some good results there. I upload the shorts on TikTok, Instagram. And if you guys want to watch on TikTok, my account on TikTok is Truth Seeking Mind, and Instagram is Mind Seeks. You guys follow it, please, if you like. Lots of good videos, new videos, and shorts are also there. And on YouTube, I upload the same things, but also shorts are getting good activity there. So you guys can watch it, click on like, and help the algorithm to recognize something. And Thomas, I'm not joking with you. It's not about me. It just doesn't show up. Maybe the words you're using there, the system is trying to, I don't know, discriminate against it. So change the wordings. You see, Thomas, it still didn't show again. There's something there. Why don't you send it to my Skype and then I'll put it over here. Yeah, I'm sure you did, but it just doesn't come up here. I don't see it here. Obviously, it's some kind of a word in there that the system is being anal about it, and because of that, pulls it out. I don't know what word is being used. It doesn't like the words, I don't know, homosexuality or HOCD or sexuality or something, some kind of a thing that they just doesn't let it go through. John Pitt Allen says, Happy New Year. What qualifications do you have? What qualifications do you have, John? My qualifications is what I have put on the videos, and you can watch them, like them, or dislike them. But that is not a question. What about the content? Do you enjoy the content? Does it make sense to you? That is what qualification you should be focusing on. But if you're looking for someone who has a PhD but doesn't know what they're talking about, well, that's not me. I don't have a medical credentials and I don't claim to have one. My research is independent, elaborate research on neuroscience and OCD and OCD subsets. My research is elaborate on thoughts, consciousness, fear, desire, ego, of the work of the scholars of 100 years ago to Aristotle and so on. Neuroscientists such as Dr. Speary, Dr. Penfield, Dr. Owen, Dr. Leibet, work of Dr. Schwartz, all these have been studied and more. And I draw on my experiences and ability to deliver, to make the layman understand these researchers' work, such as Dr. Anne Grable and her postgraduate student, Kyle Smith, in regards to neuroscience of habits, cluster of movements to be represented as one movement in the brain, and the components of the brain involved in affecting the glitches in the brain, such as amygdala, striatum in midbrain, basal ganglia, caudate nucleus, prefrontal cortex, and all these and their roles in the whole glitch of OCD and HOCD and whatnot, intrusive thoughts, and then how we can rewire the malfunction of the signaling system of the brain through neuroplasticity using these techniques and understanding and so on. So this is basically how it works. Now let's see if Justin, you're calling, don't call. I'm not going to answer. just place your text on Skype. I see naked girls. There it is. I think the word naked was why it wasn't coming through, because it says, if I see a naked girl here and there, is that bad? How to control male hormones? It feels like I have to masturbate. There it is. That's another word. That's why it wasn't coming through. Once a day. You said you did it 10 times a day. No, I didn't say I did it 10 times a day. I said I did it 10 times in 1 hour. Don't you take my record away. I was 16, I think, or 15. I don't know. 16 maybe. And so I understand what you're saying here is if you see a naked girl and is that bad? Why would it be bad? I don't know what the fuck is these questions you ask. Why would it be bad? And what here and there, is that bad? How to control male hormone? It doesn't make sense. What the fuck? I mean, what grade of grammar are you, Justin? Why don't you fix that fucking thing up? I don't understand what the hell you're talking about. Is that bad? How to control male hormone? What does that mean? To see a girl, is that bad to control? Okay, fix it up, man. I don't fucking know what you're saying. There's nothing wrong with seeing a girl here and there, and why do you want to control male hormone? What the fuck you're talking about? Why should you control it? Just make a decision that you want to do the nasty or you don't want to do the nasty. There it is. That's it. You make your decisions and follow through. I have to masturbate once a day, so you have to masturbate. Go crazy. It says, like, is it bad to look at naked females? Why was it bad? I mean, what kind of fucking question is this? Why would it be bad to look at naked female pictures? At your age, you'd be looking at the tree and you think it's a naked female picture. That's normal. What the hell is wrong with you? I know there is no question as a stupid question, but now I finally see there are stupid questions. John. Justin is not trolling. Justin is one of my clients, actually, and we've spoken many times. He's a legitimate client. But the wordings that is used in the question, such as naked or masturbation, the system doesn't let that question to come through. And John, don't forget to let us know a little bit about you, such as your gender, age, and where you're tuning in from. All right. I appreciate that. And Justin says, okay, so you know you don't want to sexualize because you go to the gym and then you think of the girl naked. Again, I don't understand the fucking question. Justin, what's wrong? What have you been smoking? Your English language grammar, it doesn't make sense. If you see so many naked photos of, I don't connect, man. No, calm down, my friend, calm down and think about what you want me to understand. Not that you know what you're saying. Say, how can you relay that to people who are reading that? Say, you know you don't want to sexualize. What does that mean, you don't want to sexualize? Because you go to the gym and then you think of the girl naked. I don't get what that means, really. If you see so many naked photos of girls, why would I want to see, for no reasons, naked photos of girls unless I'm watching something on internet and some email from, I don't know, Pinterest or whatnot shows up and there are these beautiful girls in high heels and luxury and they're beautiful to watch. So I look at one or two that I like and then it's pleasant. But there's nothing more than that is necessary. So if it comes to my attention, I look at it. If I'm walking in the street and there is a beautiful girl passing by, I enjoy seeing it. It's my field of vision. So that's the extent of it. I don't go out of my way just to find naked woman pictures to look at. I mean, what's the use of that? But if you like to do that, so be it. So again, let me go back to the screen of the... So John says, male 37, Houston, Texas. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate that. Houston. Last time I was in Houston was in 2007, in August, July, August. It was hot and humid. I was invited by one of my clients for his daughter's wedding. And it was an elaborate wedding. It was very nice. So I traveled there and I enjoyed it with this little hotel. And funny enough, I experienced something I'd never experienced, but it was part of the package of the hotel. I had a butler. That room came with a butler. And me not being used to that, I was embarrassed that why would this gentleman would have to, I don't know, do something for me that I can do myself. So I was just couldn't understand. I mean, it was embarrassing to me that another human being is my butler. For what reason? Who am I? And what kind of a load of work do I have that I need a butler? So it was kind of, to me, it was disrespectful to him. But apparently that was his job and he was very happy about it. And so with the thinking that I was embarrassed, so I gave him a $20 tip at the first day that he showed up there. And he said, sir, why do you give me a tip? I haven't done anything. I said, I know, but I don't know really. It kind of makes me uncomfortable to have a butler. I'm not coming from that end of the wood. Anyhow, that was an experience. It was a nice little hotel. I enjoyed my stay there. I think it's a beautiful place, Texas in general. I think there are more wholesome values there, family values. Girls are girls, men are men. And that's what we should be focusing on to be example for the rest of the United States and the world, and in particular Canada, because of being a fucking disgrace of what it was 10 years ago, since this person showed up as a PM and just ruined all the values, and everything is gone to shit, the economy and everything else. And Muhammad says, hi Miran, 25 Saudi. Hello, Muhammad. Says, the more experience I have with women, the less my tolerance for games become. I'm finding myself walking away from any yellow flags. I'm worried this will affect me long term. Any thoughts on that? Yes, it's a very good question. I appreciate the question. It's a good question. The problem is I have no answer for it. But let's try. There is, I understand your dilemma. And most women, that's not on you. That's not your fault that the women are not meeting your standards, because generally the high standards, high value women are very scarce now. It's not like the old times that all women were high value because of their attitudes, manners, upbringing, lifestyle, choices, preferences, and what they had to offer. And the role of woman was very important, and it was very understood and appreciated by the women themselves. Today, women have devaluated themselves by devaluating the value and role of a woman in a family and in this universe at large. They don't understand how important they are. They think they should be like men to be important. They don't understand that we need them to be women, to feel that we are serving someone special because they're women. We want to protect them, we want to love them, we want to provide for them, and we expect them to nurture us, to motivate us by their needs, allow us to be the men that we are, to conquer for them, to conquer financial comfort, economic comfort, to work for them, to provide for them. They have bad-mouthed men. They have been fooled by a bunch of asshole politicians who are looking for their votes, and they put it in their heads that women don't need men, which is cock up bullshit, because women cannot live without men. We have our place in this world. We do all the hard work. Every comfort level that women have is by us men. We go to wars for them, for whatever the reason may be. We go to earthquakes to save the ones who survive or help rebuilding it. We build roads. We do constructions. We do plumbings. We do all the dangerous and dirty works. We build this world for them. They, on the other hand, are so precious that we cannot do all these things that we do without them. We love them. We want them. We need their support. We need their emotion. Their femininity gives us the feeling that we are worthy. Their importance is undescribable, and they have shit all over themselves with this bullshit of they don't need men. And they know they do need men, as we need women. Without them, this life worth nothing. And they have just ruined this whole concept of men and women and family and the need that we have for each other. And this is where we are. Family values are gone to hell. Politicians are using these platforms to shit all over the values and turn the world upside down, to the point that they're teaching kids in school some garbage and exposing them to all kind of unnecessary things at their age to even dwell with, rather than allowing the children to be children and grow up and see if they have certain kind of a need or attention or other preferences. They will deal with it then. But they are indoctrinate them when even they don't need any indoctrination about anything other than their nature, their natural way of being and growing up and being a child. So, having said all that, that leads you to be sensitive and impatient, to want a woman who is actually meeting and the perfect values of the past, the high value of the woman in the past. You can't find that. Some, they still exist depending on their family upbringing, but the others, you got to discuss the yellow flags rather than deleting them from your life. Because many imperfections, or rather divisions between you and the prospect girlfriend, could be resolved once you communicated positively. There could be things that she would not like, she might not like about you, and she could bring those up, and you guys will figure out how you can compromise, and those yellow flags will turn out into white flags, or you will investigate it together, and the yellow flags turns out to be red flags, which that case you will make the choice of separating from each other. But by mere the fact that you find yellow flags, that's not a justification to let them go. It needs a little bit of a discussion before you come to that conclusion. And yet, don't forget that there are still great women out there with good values, and mostly come from the people who have not been socially or mentally subjected to the bullshit of the politicians who don't give a shit about people's lifestyle and only thinking about the people who own the world and what they want to turn the world into. So these politicians prop it and prompt it and encourage it, turn it into law, and fuck up the whole sequence of events and the tranquility and the balance of this world. And I think they should all be answerable in the court of law for their treacheries. And I tell you, women are not better off than they were before. They're not respected anymore. They're used like a object. They're bought and sold because they allow that to happen. Before, nobody would dare to disrespect a woman. I remember if people are talking about certain sexual issues or not so appropriate issues, when a lady was passing by, everybody would shut up and say, "Be quiet. There's a lady passing by." Everybody would be quiet, speak politely, change the tone, so the lady would pass by. Then they would turn out and say whatever they were going to say. That's how we were. But now the women have trained us to be vulgar, don't give a shit, because they are acting like men. They're vulgar. They're same kind of a hoodlums that many men are. They're sexually promiscuous, which was a fault of the men only. Now it's just something like, well, why not? So no longer they're a trophy for any man to be in relationship with them, because they've already had like 40, 50 guys. So what's there to be actually making you feel special when others have access to your woman's body and what specialty she had to offer? So up to a certain number, I don't know, 5 boyfriends and 10 boyfriends, maybe acceptable. But 40, 50 boyfriends or, love partners, what the fuck? That's no longer giving the man any kind of incentive to pursue that woman, because says, well, why would I pursue that woman that anybody could have easily had it? Now I got to marry her. And girls, just like guys before, the more girls they went to bed with, they would feel like, oh, I'm a stud muffin. Now the girls feel like the more men they sleep with, as if they're more valuable. No, it's contrary. The more they sleep with and sleep around, the lesser they're valued in the eyes of the one that wants to choose them. And that's why they should think about all these. They're not better off than before by all these advent of feminism bullshit. Feminism, as far as equal opportunity, I'm all for it. I support it. I stand for it. Women can accomplish anything they put their mind to it. They can be everything, and they've proven, scientists, doctors, lawyers, everything of highest echelon, pilots, whatever. But you want to turn into you hate men and you don't need men and all that's bullshit. You're not men. You can never be men. We're two different energies. We need each other's energy to make it a strong entity together. But they've been sold this bullshit that, oh, they can do anything the man does. No, you can't. And we can't do anything the woman does. No, we can't. We need each other. And as long as these feminist mechanism or feminism bullshit is ruining and poisoning the mind of our beloved women, the earth and the lifestyle is doomed and will never have the balance that we used to have before. That's what I have to say about that. All right. John Pitt Allen says, haha, I love the Butler story. Yeah, I know. And John says, Canada is sad. Yeah, it's fucked up. Forget the sad. Blank Earth says, I tried talking to an online stranger and he was like, why should they love you? Well, he's an asshole. Blank Earth. Don't talk to strangers about private matters. They have nothing invested in it. So they say shit. You don't know who they are, what intention they have. And they may just saying out of their own experience in their own lives. They could be a bunch of shithead themselves with no proper values. Yes, parents must love their children unless the children is trying to have their heads. Otherwise, it's a natural thing. Even an animal loves their children. So, unless the child is abusive and abnormal, I can understand that. They cannot love that. But if it's not, then every parents should love their children, should be providing protection, love, attention, nurturing, teaching, sharing, being friend, and establishing that important connection and bonding. Who better than father and son, or father and daughter, or mother and son, and mother and daughter? And that relationship cannot be built in one day. It's supposed to be built from childhood. And that's the sacred relationship. I don't think anybody should be a father or mother if they really don't want to, if they're not into it, if they don't want to get into that role 100%. If they just want to make offspring by just banging on somebody and then have a child, that's not being a father, that's not being a mother. That's what biological reaction is to what they did. Well, want to be a father, want to be a mother, got to be wholehearted into it. You got to be proud and love to be a father. It's not a chore, it's a privilege. And if you don't think that way, you can't be a good father. You can't be a parent and still want to be single and do whatever the hell you want to do. No, you got to be into it, love it, spend time with your child, play, teach, share, sports, homework, have fun, laugh, talk about philosophy, talk about things that is important to them, upbringing, values. That's being a parent. The rest of it is bullshit, selfishness. And they wonder why the children are such assholes these days, because nobody's really spending enough time with them, not all. All right. Thomas's last question, text on your Skype. Okay, I'll check it out. Liam Edmonds says, hi, Miran, this may be a dumb question, it may be, but I am even questioning dating while I have HOCD. Don't question that. That's the refocus that you're looking for. You should be focused on date, not the HOCD, not the brain. You're not the brain. Brain is not you. So who gives a shit what the brain thinks? It can think because it's a third entity. It's not you. It's not the awareness. It's just extra. It's like people out there in the street. You don't give a shit what they say. They can say whatever they want to say according to their upbringing, their mentality, their preference, their garbage. Brain is also a mechanical process, a machine, a tool, an apparatus that its job is making thoughts, but doesn't know anything. It's not you. It's not your values. It's not your awareness. You are the awareness. You're above the brain. So brain can say whatever the shit he wants to say. You're not supposed to pay attention. Go on your date. Refocus. Remember? Number 3 of Dr. Schwartz's 4 steps. Relabel, reframe, refocus. Now, this is your refocus from HOCD to your date. And John says, I can get almost any female I want, but I'm still alone. What the secret to keeping her around? I don't understand. To keep her around or to be in a relationship? Because you say you can get any female you want. First of all, John, come on. None of us can get any female that we want. And not that because we are not good enough for them or they are higher value than us, is because female are very different. They have different upbringing. They have different values in their brain. They have different content of their consciousness, and their content of the consciousness can override their decisions based on their awareness. They could choose you today, tomorrow, the content of their consciousness based on their conditioning and their values, their expectations, having to do with customs and traditions and their needs and what their parents say, what these friends say, what the new in things in social network says. They may change your mind. So that has nothing to do with the fact that they had chemistry with you to begin with. That having chemistry with you and interest and exchange of energy with you that made them attracted to you and interested in you at the beginning is what their awareness themselves, their persona, was preferring. Later on, the image they have of themselves in their mind overrides their actual choice and makes a decision for them. Those women are not reliable because they can't even respect the attention and love and the choice of their own preference, their own awareness, because their brain takes over and changes their mind based on the certain kind of values or conditioning based on certain customs or traditions or values of today. So if they're not able to trust or respect their own choices, how can they trust and respect you? So they will change their mind, and that means you cannot get any woman that you want. Not because you're not good enough, because they are having so many different levels of interference in their decisions, in their basic decisions. So having said that, I don't know if you mean how to keep them around after you become involved with them, or how to get them. So I assume you're saying that you can get any woman that you want, and you, after you get them, you have a hard time to keeping them around. Again, that's because of the relationship and bonding takes place in the consciousness level, not according to the physical attraction. And that is something that no two people have similar consciousness or contents in the consciousness. So the conflicts and divisions is a natural thing in a relationship. And if you cannot compromise, you cannot live with each other's differences, naturally, it's going to be difficult to keep them around, and you shouldn't. And John says, yeah, I tend to get involved with females with different cultures. Maybe I need to seek simpler partners. Yes, of course, because you're going for the exotic or the challenging one. And that is kind of short-sighted, because the content of the consciousness of the different culture comes with different values and expectations and standards. That doesn't mean it's higher than yours, but just different. And that difference is according to what the image they have created of themselves in their own mind about themselves. So they're not going to be accepting something different that you're offering, or the interaction that you're having based on your own values and your own content of consciousness. So conflicts and divisions will be created, and you can't handle it. They can't handle it because it's so far apart. So why don't you go a little bit closer to someone who has lived in the United States or in Texas for so long that even if they come from a different background, they've already been integrated as a Texan, or someone who's really coming from similar background as you. That would have a better chance. Black Earth says, a friend of mine invalidated me. how could be a friend when it invalidates you? It's not a friend. And said something like, well, they raised your brother and not you. Why do you think you deserve all that your brother always got to have? While giggling and smirking, well, he's an idiot because it doesn't have any basis of logic or fairness or any kind of a judicial worth and value. The problem is that you are hanging on people's affirmation and trying to get answer from some asshole who really doesn't know what you went through or what fairness is or has really no knowledge of analyzing these things. The first thing you got to do is don't go to a dentist who's not a dentist. If he has had lots of experience as a dentist, great, whether he graduated from university or not, but he has been around teeth and he's done lots of things with teeth and he's been successful in many ways to helping people with toothache and all the other problems, then that's fine, go to it. But if someone is like a butcher and you go for a dental problem, that's not going to work. And these people are mostly butchers in relation to what you're asking. So you put your faith in them and asking for answer from them, well, that's on you. So you go put yourself in a place where they're not going to be able to be doing justice to your question or to your emotional hardship that you experience, and you then say, oh, well, they didn't say. Who are they that you actually be affected by what they say? A bunch of people who don't know shit about anything. They can't even handle their own things, and let alone you want them to handle yours. So that's on you. Stop thinking about what they said. There's no value to them. John says, thank you, Mehran, bro. You're quite welcome, John. Says, what do you mean by clients here? Well, I have a site. It's www.mindthatseekstruth.com. And people who want to talk to me in regards to their relationships, breakups, how to move on, thoughts, consciousness, fear, desire, ego, about OCD, intrusive thoughts, repetitive thoughts, subsets of OCD, and whatnot, they go on my site and make an appointment one-on-one on Skype, and we'll discuss what's concerning them in that venue. And I also now have created an option of group session, so people who can't afford to pay the $100 US per hour for the one-on-one discussion, they can pay less than half, $48, and be in a group session on Zoom or Skype so we can talk and see each other and benefit from the questions of other people and hear the answers, plus their own. And the time for that would be like, 2 hours at least, depending on how many people show up to 10 people maximum, but we need minimum 3 people to show up to conduct that session. So we have options for people to discuss with me in regards to their issues of these topics that I mentioned. And that happens from all around the world. That's what I call them, clients. And so we chat on Skype on those matters that is concerning to them. And so that's what I say to the clients. And also you can have access to the books that I've written on the site. And you can either have them on hard copy or ebook version. Ebook versions are much simpler and cheaper. The hard copy was like $105 and $80, heavy and thick, and some of them 360 pages, the other one 600 pages, and it would be shipped, and shipping was included to anywhere in the world. But I've turned them into ebooks so people can afford it. Same $80 is like $8, and something up maximum, I think $8.99. The other one is $6. One of them is $4, something like that. But it's the same number of pages, the same, same content, and so I have my clients that way. Oh yeah, okay. Let's go to the Skype and see what Justin has sent. It says, anyways, last question. does masturbation and thinking about sex and stuff decrease over the years as you age? No. Depends on your interest. Why would it decrease? You like women, you don't have enough of them, so you have no choice. Otherwise, you start putting holes into the walls. So, and you should avoid that. I don't recommend it. Says, I know your hormones are not the same as when you were in your 20s. The hell with you, it is. So fuck off. talk for yourself. So if you live healthy and take care of yourself, you will still be at your best and perhaps the same level, if not more. You gain to love women even more and more the older you get. You appreciate them more and you appreciate sex more. And sex becomes a more of a romantic gesture and behavior rather than a mechanical one as you grow older, because you have more value and understanding and love for that intimacy with women, and therefore that reflects on your behavior. And so that wasn't your last question, goddammit, Justin. Remember I said everybody can ask one question. The rest, it has to have some kind of a super chat because the channel is poor and we need equipment. So goddammit, guys, what's wrong with you? It's not a smorgasbord free at your friend's party. It's your channel. If you want this channel to survive, it needs support, goddammit. Where does it written here that I'm a millionaire? I've been carrying this channel for 13 years. So get on with it, jackasses. And Justin says, lol, what do you think about Andrew Tate? You will grow your channel if you bring him here. Why would I bring him here? He's saying lots of things that make sense, and he's doing a great job. And the world somehow is an asshole towards him in many ways. And this is what they do with real men and the men who actually say how things should better be in their point of view. And the politicians don't like it because that, kind of tips the boat. And the politicians wants to fool and trick people to turn them into something that they're not and control them. And in order to control people, they got to get rid of the alpha male. So they're now turning all these bullshit around, changing people's values and making them laws. So the alpha male would be out of, extinct, out of the question, shut them down. So there's nobody to protect the women and children. So they can then turn on the women and children and indoctrinate them to bullshit. That's the plan, I think. And therefore, Andrew Tate is doing his job and more power to him. All right. Having said all that, it's time for me to perhaps mosey on out. Let's see. Who do we have? John says, putting holes into the walls. Face purple crying. Yeah, that's right. All right. Guys, it's time for me. It's 1 hour, 39 minutes and 49, 50 seconds. It's continuing. And I think there's no more questions. We answered all the questions. So it's time for me to say I love you all. Thank you very much for being here, giving me the opportunity to share a thing or two with you. Please don't forget to promote the channel. We need you to promote this channel so they talk about it on chat lines or, share the videos you like on your social media, whatnot, and let this channel be more exposed and get to know that we can get more subscribers and so on. So we'll end up having more subscribers, more viewers. We get more money from Google for the advertising they put on it, and we grow. And we'll have more money to buy better equipments and stuff to make it a little bit jazzed up. So in the meantime, I look forward for our next live stream. In the meantime, I look forward to our next live stream. I said that, didn't I? So in the meantime, be good to yourself. To the others, I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now. Now I'm going to edit some of the videos I made tonight. I put it on Instagram, TikTok, and short on YouTube and the regular YouTube videos because these are more than 1 minute. Talk to you soon.
subscribe on my channel, visit my channel, and go through the videos that you might be interested in. Mind@seekstruth.com is making it one step away to talk to me one-on-one on Skype and discuss what's concerning you. I'll talk to you soon.